Guys, welcome back to Blue Clouds TV. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Football Minutes Live, brought to you by Blue Clouds Media. We are back again from another victory from yesterday's game between Chelsea and Crystal Palace, another London rival. When you thought it was going to be another game that Chelsea have seen it, or we've all seen it before, but then Chelsea conceded a goal before the halftime, which Crystal Palace got an equalizer. It made it 1-1, but when they returned from the second half, with a dying minute, goals were being disallowed. Some VAR controversy in that game. But then the final, before the game came to an end, there was another talented player, Noni Madueke, who got a penalty shot for Chelsea to get all 3 points for Chelsea. There was lots of pressure on Chelsea, but there's still a lot of talking points. There is still a lot to talk about in regards to the coach himself, the playing team, the style, and also Chelsea have registered the youngest ever starting 11 in the Premier League history. So we are still making good news and bad news at the same time. So yes, today we're back again, going through the review of yesterday's game. What Chelsea should have done better. Nicholas Jackson still so much pressure on him. We'll look into that as we're here today. We'll get into the nitty-gritty of yesterday's game. Another London team. Crystal Palace hasn't been the top. They've not been playing that good, but then they have a lot. They're putting a fight against Chelsea. Olise, Eze, guys that we can all talk about. So, guys, stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Relax whilst we get the content or the review going. Welcome back again to the channel. We are live on YouTube, live on X, and also live on Facebook. You can catch up and get all this content on this platform. My co-host Steven is here with me, and we're gonna get through the nitty-gritty and all the questions that were being asked yesterday. Steven, welcome back again, brother.
Yeah, good to be back. Obviously, been busy last few days, obviously, over the festive period, over Christmas and all that. So, obviously, been busy running around for all that. And then, obviously, we had the game yesterday.
Absolutely. Boxing Day, New Year. I know lots of people have been very, very busy, but I want to wish each and every one of you watching live from your various homes, wherever you're watching this video from, I want to say thank you very much for spending time on the platform. And if you haven't subscribed to Blue Clouds Media channel, I'll only say one thing only. Just do this for me. Thank you very much. I'm very happy you just did that. You saw that little transition over there. If you've done it, thank you very much for doing it. And also keep a bell notification icon active at all time so you wouldn't miss a thing from Blue Clouds Media platform. Thank you. And Steven, you did talk about Christmas. Very, very hectic time. I know holidays, it takes a lot of time away, running up, doing a whole lot of stuff, giving gifts away, and a whole lot. So yes,
Mhm.
thank you for doing that. But yes, we cannot go without talking football. And before we get into it, the first phase of the game, we're gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about certain key players and key moments in the game regarding Nicholas Jackson and Mudryk substitutions. Another young player who made his debut yesterday is it Alfie Gilchrist, right?
Alfie
Gilchrist.
Gilchrist, yeah.
Gilchrist, yeah, we'll be talking about him too. So yeah, before we get into the content, let me acknowledge our friends Todd, big up to you, Todd. 1207, big up to you, 1207. He said hi, Nee. Yeah, big up to you, man. I hope you're doing very, very well. Poch 1207 says Poch went clueless yesterday. He went clueless yesterday. Todd again said, hi, Nee, how are you? And how about Chris Wood? Okay, yeah, hat trick yesterday for him. He had a hat trick.
Boxing Day. Boxing Day.
Yeah, on Boxing Day. Yeah, he had a hat trick for
Against
Nottingham Forest.
Newcastle.
He played great the other day. Went a road, win went a road and win for Nottingham Forest. That's great. I heard that, I was like, wow, hat trick. Hat trick doesn't come that easy in the Premier League, but hat
They were
trick
1 0
win.
down as well.
What was that, Stephen?
They were 1-0 down as well.
Yeah, yeah, for
I said
Forest,
it
man.
though. I was watching it and I said, what are the chances they come back and win this? And then they
Yeah,
went and won
yeah.
3-1.
Stephen, Todd, say hi to you.
Sup, Todd?
Hi, Nia and Steven. Coming from 1207. Thank you very much, 1207. Keep rocking, keep rocking. You're very close to being a model on my platform. Very, very close, Todd. You're a very, very great supporter of this platform, and I'm very happy for all you do for this channel. Um, not many will do this. 1207 said another wonder kid signed by Chelsea today. Today, I
Dion,
haven't seen
or
that. If there's
Dion,
a kid
whatever his
signed
name
today,
is.
please share that with me. Share
That
that
Pap,
on the platform whilst we're here.
Dion guy.
He said another wonder kid signed
Yeah,
today. So,
That Pap Dion guy. It's not official,
oh,
but
it's not
it's
official. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
but it's
I've made
about
a very
time.
short. Excuse me. I made a very short video about the Senegalese youngster and a 17-year-old player, 17-year-old player. I made a video about him. So if you haven't seen it, check my YouTube shorts. It's right there. But we are very happy. Young players is the most important thing, but they have to find the right football club for them to go on loan. Right football club. And I don't know if Nottingham Forest wasn't right for Santos, or was it Steve Cooper? Was Steve Cooper the problem, or was it Andrew Santos himself? But we know Santos is a good player. 1207 said that, but the deal is completed. Thank you for sharing the information, 1207. Thank you very much. All right, we're still rocking. We're still rocking. We still got more guys watching us live on Twitter X. If you're watching us live on Twitter X or X, you can drop your comments. Anything regarding yesterday's game, what Poch should have done better, what Poch did wrong, and what you think, what you thought were on the game, and what are you thinking that? Even if I can talk, oh my god,
Hmm?
I'm out of words. What did Mauricio Pochettino did right that you really like? Share it in the comment section below whilst we're still live, and I'll take my time to read all those comments as they come in. 1207 said he will join the club in summer when when he will be when he will then be 18 years old. Absolutely, spot on 1207. Thank you very much for the information. Steven, we'll get into the beginning of the game. We had 11 prior to the game. We had 11 injury players. A lot of players were out of the game, and we have to bring in some academy players and even utilize all our 5 substitutions to be able to win a game against London side Crystal Palace. Take us through the game, the moments of the game, Steven.
Yeah, so you touched on it. We had 11 players out, and you look at who was out, right? Reece James, Kukurea, Ben Chilwell. So that's your main right back and both your left backs.
Yeah.
Fofana, Chalobah, that's two centre backs. Sanchez, one of your keepers. Carney Chukwuemeka, and then Palmer and Sterling were suspended. Enzo, we know he's got like an injury type thing that we don't know what's happening there yet. And then Leslie, who they had to risk the other day because Caicedo was ill, so they had to risk Leslie the other day and he got injured. So we had 11 players out, so it restricted what we could do in terms of lineup. But look, we struggled at points, and obviously we saw what happened towards the end of the first half. But at the end of the day, for having that many injuries, okay, it wasn't the best performance, but you don't get the best performance every week. No team performs to their best every week. So every now and then you have to grind out results, and we basically did that. I thought for the most part we were good, but it was still how to grind it out a bit. And at the end of the day, all that matters is we got the 3 points with double digits for players unavailable. And we're going to get Palmer back for the next game. I mean, I would say Sterling, but I'm not particularly looking forward to Sterling being back, I'll be completely honest. Um, So, yeah, I'll be looking forward to Palmer coming back, playing on the right side, having Kunku down the middle. And then I'm hoping that Mudryk's not injured because we saw him go down last night after a challenge. So hopefully he's all right. If he's fine, then I'd quite like to see him behind the striker with Nkunku and Palmer. So I would like to see the three behind the striker with Palmer on the right, Mudryk on the left, and Nkunku as the 10.
Yeah, you did say that regarding the injury prior to the game, but then Poch struggled a little bit. The defensive line, Steven, defensive line, good performance coming from Gusto. Levi Cowell was being substituted. Did you think that he wasn't comfortable playing in that role? As we've said that many times, that the left back role is not suitable for the way he plays. Levi Cowell again, Steven.
Yeah, I mean, you got to feel sorry for him. I mean, yeah, he's getting minutes, but it's not his natural position. Ideally, I mean, we know Poch clearly doesn't rate Martin as a left back for him to not be playing him there. So, unfortunately, looks like for at least a few months we might be seeing something like this where we see
Yeah.
Cowell at left back. But Chilwell's nearly back, so we can ease him back in, and then hopefully, I believe he had surgery, so hopefully his surgery has solved his issues and he'll be available more regularly. And then we don't need to worry about having to play Cowell at left back again.
You did said about Matson. Matson did not have the best of game yesterday, but I did said we are expecting this to come in. He's very young. It's ups and down, and I really believe in Matson. It's one of my favorite players. One of my young favorite players at Chelsea. So I know Matson will bounce back again and be the Matson that we all know. Yeah. So
I
Liverpool
mean, the
was
thing with
out.
Martin is you've got to think he's a left back and he was playing on the right wing yesterday. So it's the complete opposite to what he normally does.
Right.
But yeah, I just want to quickly chuck that in there as well because it is literally the complete opposite side, the complete opposite end of the pitch. So.
All right, thank you very much, Stephen G. 1207 is dropping more comments in there. It says Poch is extremely too much now. He should just make the players play at their natural position. That is it. That is it. That's what 1207 is saying.
But the
And
issue
see
is
if
some players have to play out of position because of the injuries we have. He ain't just go chuck players out of position for no reason. There is reasons for it.
yeah, he went ahead and said it says and see if Sterling
By
starts
the
in
way, you've
place
got
of
the wrong thing
Mudryk.
up.
Do what, Stephen?
You've got Fulham 1 up.
Oh, okay, I got it wrong. I'm
It's
sorry.
because you
I
save
I
them
got.
for when you need them, innit?
Yeah, yeah. Um,
I just happened to look
sorry.
up. I was like, oh,
I have the wrong thumbnail on the screen. Let me get it back. Let me get it back. Let me get it back on
whilst
the
you
screen.
look for
So,
that, have you seen the picture of the Eze challenge that gave us the penalty? Have you seen the picture of Madueke's
I
knee?
saw the video. I saw the video of it. It looks like a leg breaking, an injury breaking tackle, because I don't think he meant to do it, but the way Madueke trying to move away when he stepped on the ground first, Az was also coming, or whoever was coming, at either Az or Mitchell or one of them, whoever was getting onto the ball, push his knee back. You get what I'm saying? And already his leg was
Yeah,
going
yeah,
backwards.
it's like hyperextends his knee. I literally, horrible picture, man.
And I hope he didn't cause anything.
I
'Cause
hope
I
it
was a bit
didn't.
scared
I
when I
saw
saw
the thing.
the.
I saw the quote. I think he was asked by Amazon. He said, "I
If
was
you
just
find
trying to stay down on the ground as long as possible."
all right, see if you can find if you find it, just send it and send it to the group, and then I will
What the
share
picture?
that with everyone here. The picture of that. But before you, I mean, whilst you're doing that, let me read this 4 comments here for 1207. 1207 said, "See if Sterling starts in place of Mudryk, then okay, in place of Mudryk, then that is not fair. I think he will 100% start with Sterling. That's Mudryk, because Mudryk performance is getting better. He's producing that consistency that everyone is looking for. 1207 said, I think Palmer and Kuku will do wonder for us. And Kuku's inclusion has been the revelation right now. He's affecting games each and every time he gets on the pitch. So Nkuku has been a missing link for quite some time. I know everyone will say we don't have to rely on Nkuku, put so much pressure on Nkuku to deliver. There's no pressure on him. He's just playing his own game. Gustav was looking amazing. Malo Gustav was great. That 10 alone on his side over there. And he look, you know one thing about Steve, I'm not sure if Steven can see it. Gustav never stopped running. Gustav kept going and even had an assist. Had an assist. That should tell you. That should tell you how good of a player Gustav is. Playing Matson at wing and Cowell at left back is I think is a criminal offense. It's a criminal offense coming from 1207. Oh, I don't know, man. But Mauricio Pochettino doesn't fancy him playing at the left back. I don't know why. But yesterday too, he didn't do himself justice. He didn't have a good game. He never had a good game. All right, so yeah, he didn't have a good game. So I'm trying to get that picture off so I can get the other picture in. But guys, whilst you're watching, if you guys found anything interesting regarding yesterday's game and you want to share with us, please do me a favor. Feel free, drop it in the comment section below, and we can talk about it. We can talk about it. Jackson's performance. If you have anything you want to say regarding Nicholas Jackson, just guys, please throw them on here. Let us know your opinion, your thoughts on Jackson's performance yesterday. I think I found my picture now. All right. So that should be on the screen right now whilst I'm going to share it. All right. So, yeah, usually I put it up this way. No, I'll go like that. All right. So, thank you very much 1207 drop another one against this and the Todd Bowley command. Our FC has become a very very unlucky with injuries and with underperformance continues. The underperformance continues. That's the consistency is not there. I think all has to do. Remember,
By the way, we had
1207.
lots of injuries each of the last 3-4 years. It's not just under these ownership.
Yeah, if you can remember, previously also, and also there's a lot going on before Todd Bowley took over. He took over from one regime, a regime who has been there for decades. You're talking about either 2 decades or 3 decades, maybe 2 decades. Yeah, 2 decades, maybe. You're talking about a regime who has been there
Nearly,
for
nearly. It
two,
was like
yeah,
19 years, I think.
yeah, you're talking about 2 decades. So taking over another new regime, taking over from the old one, there is a lot of things that you got to do. Manchester United has almost over how many thousand employees or something. Jim Ratcliffe wants to cut it
Well,
down.
supposedly Ratcliffe believes that have
100, I
more
think
than a
100,
thousand.
more than 1,000. Yeah, more than 1,000, employees. So they have to cut the number down. You get what I'm saying? So Todd Bowley also came in. He realized that some people don't understand what he wants to do because they have experience. They don't have experience of football, but they have experience in sports in terms of Major League Soccer, uh, um, basketball, baseball, not Major League Soccer, but basketball and baseball. They've been around and they know how to manage these things. So they're trying to get to another field. But if let's put yourself there, 1207. You are owner of 1207 Company, LLC, 1207 LLC, and I'm working for you, and I don't buy into your philosophy or your ideas and how you want to run the company, would you still continue working with me? 1207. I'm just giving you a scenario that you own your company, 1207 LLC or 1207 Company Limited, and I work for you. But then I don't believe in your philosophy and how you want to run the company. Do you think you'll be okay working for me? That is not going to happen. It's the same thing Todd Bowley did. When they came in, they realized that certain people didn't have to be there. Peter Cech, what that's all Peter Cech learned in football and to be able to be a technical head or to be able to do that. What has he learned? He's just an ex-footballer. But you're talking about expertise, those that have been there. That's why they took all those guys off. They fired those people and brought in people that know how. They know what it takes to run a football club. I feel bad that some people feel, you know, people like Pat Nevin who've been there before, they've all passed away. Pat Nevin have been there for years. They want different ideas. It's not that it's not good. No, they want the fresh ideas and how to move the football club forward. That's the main idea. I think my camera is frozen, Steven. It looks like I'm frozen, right?
Uh, I wasn't
Yeah.
actually looking at that, but it was
Yeah.
briefly. Yeah, now it's sped up, and I think we're good again.
All right. Something is not right. I can. All right. Steven, take over whilst I refresh
Okay.
the link. Okay.
Hmm.
You can read the
Did you
comment too
find
if you
the
get a chance.
picture I sent, by the way?
Yeah, I've seen the Discord notification. I'll check it.
Okay. Yeah, it was the picture of the Madueke penalty. Well, him winning it. Um, but then if we take out the mistakes that Palace made in the box, then we can say all this stuff that okay, we have said it a couple of times, right? About us in terms of if we took our chances. If we're talking about taking chances in terms of expected goals, we've won 15 of our games this season. So if you want to say if Palace, like we take out mistakes they made, if we finish our chances and actually win those 15 games that we won on expected goals, as in we're being clinical, then we would be top of the league right now. So we can all say things like that, but it doesn't change the facts of this is a situation we've been unlucky in games for sure, because you've got stuff like the Sanchez mistake against Arsenal, and then some decisions in other games from the officials that have messed us up. I don't know if you're trying to talk at the moment. I can't hear you, but your camera is still frozen.
Yeah, I'm trying to restart the whole computer. I can't. Everything is frozen. I was trying to message you until you said this.
Okay,
So keep going, keep going. I'll be back in about a
okay,
minute or
yeah,
two.
right, no worries. I'd be interested to know who everyone, or rather 1207, because they're the most active in chat. If there's anyone else in there as well, I'd love to know who they had as their player of the match. So if you guys want to put that in the comments. Because for me, I think there's a couple players. I know who officially got it was Gusto, but then I think there's also a shout for Mudryk potentially as well. I thought Mudryk was class yesterday. So yeah, if anyone wants to chuck that in the comments, be interested to know who you thought.
I think this is gonna take a while because nothing is responding right now. I tried to I click on Control or Delete to restart everything and it won't do nothing. So guys, I apologize. You're not gonna see me moving, but you're gonna hear my voice just for now until everything gets back to normal. So yeah, Steven, yeah, um,
Oh, and as he said, that is gone. Do you know? For the most part, I think Jackson was all right. He needs to improve his finishing, but I thought some of the play that he was involved in was very good. But in terms of finishing, we all know that has to be improved. But some of the link up play, you look at the chance that Mudryk had, um, where Jackson backheeled it to him. You look at when Jackson spun a defender and played in, and Kunku sort of pushed the defender off of him to an extent. There's a bit of play where he goes down the line after having one or two players on him. Just a little bit of quick feet and then drives down the line. So I think some of his play was good. Sorry, I was just replying to Sank from Nee. Okay, I think his computer's restarting, so shouldn't take too long. Mudryk first half was excellent, but second half he looked tired. I think he was trying to do a lot of the work in the second half. He was the one player I felt like was constantly trying to do something. So I feel like he's got to get the blame, even though he was one of the better players. See, man, we're expecting too much from him. First of all, he's not the Chelsea level finisher, even though he is finding his rhythm. I presume you're talking about Jackson, as I was mentioning him briefly before. I mean, naturally, he's a winger. He only really became a striker in the last 12 to 18 months. So, yeah, he only really became a striker in the last 12 to 18 months. So, yes, his finishing has to be better, but I think given what we've seen from a certain other club striker who they signed for double the price, who's a natural striker, yeah, given what we've seen from Højlund, who was basically double the fee, still saying that he has to improve. Obviously, he does, Jackson. We know how many big chances he's missed and stuff like that. You look at yesterday where he tried to curl it around the keeper and he's got it wide to the post. Can't fault the effort, but I'd expect him to be doing better there. And then we had the one earlier in the season where he was like 3 yards out. He somehow managed to miss it. There's been multiple that we could name. But if he does improve, then I think he can be a good backup. But we do need to get that elite striker, that finisher that can come in, whether it be clinical striker like Tony or we somehow find a way to get Victor Osimhen. whichever one, they'll probably be the top two for me. I don't know how likely Osimhen is because obviously we're going to struggle to get Champions League football. But yeah, if we can find a way to get one of those two or someone who's at least a clinical finisher and isn't going to cost too much. I mean, Osimhen would be a lot, but he's worth it. Just someone who can actually bag the goals. I feel like we're regretting letting Olivier Giroud go because obviously he was still banging in goals. He still is now, to be fair. And he's, I think he's like 37, 38 now. He's still playing regularly, banging in goals. So I feel like if we still had him, it would have took the pressure off. That's what we need at the moment. We need that player who can come in, use their experience, take the chances, take the pressure off of Jackson, off of Bria, and let them develop. Because at the moment, there's a lot of pressure on them to perform and to score the goals for us. So I feel like that's what we need at the moment. That, and then obviously a left back. I did at one point say goalkeeper, but if Petrovic keeps performing how he's been performing, then I've got no issues. So at the moment, goalkeeper's like a 50-50, depending how Petrovic does. I'd imagine he'll stay as the goalkeeper for the rest of the season. If he keeps on putting performances like this, it's got to be hard to drop him. Yeah, man, actually, his natural position's not a striker. Yeah, he's actually a winger. And he's only sort of learning the striker role. But even then, you'd expect the finishing to be better. If we lose against Middlesbrough, will you pull the trigger? I don't expect us to lose to Middlesbrough. In all honesty, I don't see any way that we lose to them. There's no reason we should, especially when we're going to be getting players back. Same goes for Preston. If we're talking about a world where we somehow do, then obviously there's got to be questions asked, but I don't think we're going to be in that situation. Osimhen deal's looking difficult, but even if he comes, he'll be available in the summer, and Tony's looking impossible. There's not any link news coming up. Yeah, Tony seems to be looking towards Arsenal, but the question is, are Arsenal or pay what Brentford want? Because we know that one of the reasons that Arsenal supposedly needed to do the Raya deal the way they've done it, where it's a loan with an option. I think it's an option. Well, option or obligation, whichever one, is because of financial fair play stuff. So I struggle to see if that's the case for David Raya. How are they going to manage to do it for Ivan Toney? I123 love you says, hello Nizan and Stephen. I hope you're doing well. Glad Chelsea was able to pull off the win yesterday. Yeah, I'm doing well. Just tired. Ni is trying to get back in. He said his computer's loading up again now, so he should be coming in shortly. He's had technical issues on his side. Hope everyone in chat's doing well. Mackin says, big up, Ni. Big up, Mackin. Ni will be back in a little bit. It should be a couple minutes if his computer's loading up now. 12:07 coming back again. I'm scared of a transfer ban. I'll not be surprised if both. This is what I was thinking, right? The whole reason for why we've spent so much so quickly when the whole thing initially was supposedly meant to be across 3 years, 3 seasons, is that I think they're scared of a transfer ban, so they're sort of speed rushing through the deals to try and get everyone in place so we got a team ready. And he's
Thank
back.
you very much. Thank you very much, Stephen. I apologize, guys, for the technical breakdown here. My whole computer went it won't do anything. Everything's frozen and nothing was moving at all. So I'm very, very sorry. Big up to you, Makin. Big up to I123, love you forever. 1207 still rocking the chat. KFC, big up to you, KFC. I123, love you forever. Said hello, Zion and Steven. I hope things are still opening. I hope what you both are doing well. I'm glad Chelsea was able to pull off the win yesterday. Very, very happy. I was in the panic mode. I didn't know what I was watching. I thought it was a game that I've seen before. But then Chelsea, Madueke and his boys finally got that 3 point, 3 point. And we're trying to make some Stamford Bridge a better place again where people go there or teams go there and get scared trying to win a football game.
We're
So
starting to build it up again, Fortress.
yeah. So 1207 said I'm scared of transfer bans. Stephen, have you read those?
Yeah, I've gone
The
through them.
comments.
Yeah, I've gone through every single one that I'm aware of. Yeah, because we touched on
KFC.
the it was 1,068 employees. I've taken every single one from there because I'd asked about who they think's man of
Okay.
match and all that, and then it carried on from there.
Man of the match. I think Mudryk was good. Mudryk was very good. Sterling,
Officially it was Gusto, but I'd
Gusta,
say Mudryk was very good. He was in with a shout.
yeah. Gusta and Modric were the standout players in that game yesterday. They were good. The defense still, I don't trust that defense. The goalkeeper in there to himself, I don't trust him. KFC said a great win for us. Poch needed that. We all need. We are the fans. We as fans also needed that win. It's not just Poch alone. Madueke and Modric took their chances yesterday and delivered. That is spot on. Thank you very much, Steven. So, what haven't we touch on yet? Have we talked about Alfie Gilchrist?
I don't think we have no.
Okay.
But just
I
quickly,
think
because of I wanted to mention the thing about making it a fortress thing, right?
yeah.
As bad as our results in total have been, due to some being unlucky and whatnot, when you actually look at it, this season in all competitions, so Carabao Cup and the Premier League, right?
Yeah.
At Stamford Bridge, we've played 14 games. We got 8 wins, which includes Newcastle on penalties, 3 draws and 3 defeats. We're unbeaten in our last 6, which is 5 wins, including a Newcastle penalty win in the cup, and 1 draw versus Man City, which arguably we could have won. So unbeaten in the last 6. We're starting to get something. It feels like something's coming now.
I'm trying to get the image that you share with me on the screen. And then I have it there regarding Madueke. Yeah, everything is working. It will take time to get everything up again. But yeah, we have it. I have it here.
Just quick, KOC says Jackson had a great game, bar finishing. If he could finish, would be a big player for us. Yeah, I basically touched on that whilst you're out. I said outside of the finishing, I thought for the most part he had a good game. He was linking up well with Mudryk, with Nkunku. There was a nice bit of play where he basically had the defender all over him and then managed to play in. I think it was Nkunku went down in the box. And then there was the bit where he ended up driving down the line, just a bit of quick feet to get away from a defender and start driving down the line. There's some very nice bits of play from him, but he needs to improve his finishing, even though he's just learning the striker position. You'd expect him, having been an attacker in terms of a winger, to still have better finishing than what he has. But I think he'll get there. That's what I was saying. I was saying that, and that's one of the reasons we need to get that clinical finisher, is to take the pressure of him and Broya, because then that allows them to develop without the pressure of being the sole strikers and being young and having to carry the team with the goal scoring. I don't know where you stand on that. Whether that's sort of your view, or you think one of them should be sold, or what? I was curious.
With attackers,
with Jackson and Broya, I was wondering sort of your stance. Do you think we should keep both and then get a clinical striker, or do you think maybe sell one and then get a clinical striker?
I'll sell Broya, Steven. I'll sell Broya. I'll keep Jackson. Jackson is very, very good. The only thing with Jackson is he's not being consistent in how he scores. He can't finish his chances. But I know with time, Jackson will get there. Broja have had his fair share in the Premier League many times. And I don't think that he...
To be fair, I think Broja's looked good when he's come off the bench.
He looks good. So what are you going to do? Keep Jackson? To me, I'll keep Jackson because I can't sell Jackson now because he's just only half a season with Chelsea. I
Mhm.
cannot sell Jackson
No,
in
but
the
I'm
summer.
saying, would you sell one of them to get the clinical striker, or would you get the
I'll
clinical
keep
striker and keep both of them as your
I'll
backups?
keep both of them. I'll use them as backups. I'll keep both strikers and
Hmm.
I'll bring in the clinical striker until I'm through with
Okay.
another season that I know where I really stand. Yeah. But in regards to
Hmm.
1207's comments over here, he is trying to explain Gusto's pass yesterday and his performance. Yes, that pass that was laid out to either I think in Kuku or someone like that. It wasn't a good pass. But luckily Crystal Palace defender slipped, and when he slipped, it went back to Chelsea player again.
Might have
And
been. I
Kuku
think it
tried
was
too short.
played behind Mudryk, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, it was played. No, it was played. I think it was going to Mudryk, but there was not enough power in that pass, so it didn't make it there. And then either Mitchell or one of the players slipped, and when it slipped, Nkuku had a chance to get onto that ball. Then I think he tried to lay to the goalkeeper's left hand side, and it was still blocked 2 times. Then he finally second one he made a pass to Gustas continue running to that section where he received the ball from Nkuku and passed it into the 18. So I think Gusta, what I'm trying to say is Gusta never stopped running. He never stopped
Hmm.
running, which what I'm very happy about. So we'll talk about Gilchrist. We'll talk about this injury, Stephen. We were talking about this. It looks very, very dangerous from these picture that
Just
we're
to
looking
make
at
it
and
clearer
even
for
in the
them, are you
video.
able to do it so that the message isn't there so they could see it clearer? Because that's the main point. Is like the
Oh,
point
okay.
that
Yeah,
gets covered
sorry.
by it.
Yeah. Let me
Yeah,
zoom
there
it
we go.
in.
Now
Let
they
me
can
zoom
see
it
it in
in
full.
much better. So
Yeah,
look at how
it don't look
how
good to me.
feather the leg is gone. Look at that. But I
But
don't think
also
it
look at
did
the
really
ankle as
affected
well.
him.
Look at the
Yeah.
ankle as well. He's going over on
Oh
his
yeah.
ankle
Yeah.
and his knees like hyperextended.
Very
I
lucky it
don't know
didn't
why
affect
they
him.
sent him to the monitor to check that, by the way. I feel like that was just so they can add on more time. Because
Okay.
I could see from where I was sitting that was a penalty. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They would be
Hey,
able to
straight
see
up.
that on VAR instantly. So there's no need to send him to the monitor because it's a clear and obvious mistake.
Yeah, because this guy didn't get on the ball. So why would they
Mhm.
waste so much time going
Bro,
to
you
check
can't do that to
the
someone,
money?
man. Look, look how dangerous that is. And they sent him to the monitor to check it, and he checked it like probably 4 or 5 times. Ridiculous.
Ridiculous. So thank you very much, Stephen. That's the injury. That's not an injury, but that's one of the incidents that happened in the game yesterday. We've shared that with you on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna move on, but we're gonna move on to another young chap that we want to talk about here. Alpha Gilchrist is a guy. He had his debut yesterday for
Yeah,
Chelsea.
Alfie
And
Gilchrist is a madman.
he just few seconds, the few minutes he had, he actually made the spotlight. He stole the spotlight, the headlines and everything from that little minutes that Alfie he had on the pitch. And I always say that
Mm-hmm.
these young players don't have nothing to lose. When you put them on the pitch, they will deliver, and that's what Alfie did yesterday. Kudos to him. I saw him during preseason. He was with the team, him, and then I think is it Bestros? Bestros, that's the name, right? The tall
What, the
goalkeeper,
goalkeeper?
the goalkeeper.
Yeah, he's been in the squad for a while now
Yeah, I think he'll
because
be getting
he's
close. He'll be getting
essentially
close.
Bergstrom's like our fourth choice keeper, essentially. Because you've
Yeah,
got Sanchez, you've got Petrovic, then you've got Bettinelli, then you've got Bergstrom. But because
yeah,
of at the beginning of the season we had Bettinelli injured, so Bergstrom was sort of third choice then. And then obviously Sanchez got injured. So then Bergstrom's been on the bench for the last few games.
Stephen, finally we get some positivities from my brother here. Lord Vipper Nation. Lord said it first half was good, missed chances again. Second half, nothing too different than the Wolves game. But glad we got the results. We need to take our chances, which is absolutely true and spot on. 1207 said we known how refs play against Chelsea. how the referees officiate against Chelsea is always a talking point. Thank you guys, thank you very much, Lord. Guys, please do not forget to drop your like on the video. Do not forget to drop a like on the video, and wherever you're watching us from, either Twitter or YouTube, do not forget to drop your like on the videos for us. It's very, very important. And 1207 share this report with us as today. It's not officially on the website, Chelsea website, but this guy, Pap Didi Diop, oh, I think that's the name. Steven, what's the name again? Pap Didi Diop.
Yeah, so it's the one we did the shoot on. I've got to look it up again. It's been a while.
He finally has signed another young chap. He was outstanding in the Pap Didi Dion. Pap Didi Dion. Yeah, he finally he was very instrumental in Senegalese performance in the just ended under-17 World Cup. He's a very, very good player. If you guys don't know much about African football, now the trend is Senegal, Mali, Gambia. Those countries are producing a very, very good academy where they are performing very, very well in the youth level. So yeah, this guy I've watched him many times. Very, very instrumental.
Around for a while. Just players choose to go for France instead. Do you remember when I did that 10-15 minutes of research and I found the players that in the last few years have represented France? There was 4 or 5 from Mali, 4 or 5 so many African countries that the players just went and represented France. African countries could be towards the top if those players chose to represent them, but because France is the bigger nation and that's probably where a lot of them grew up, that's probably why they went with France.
Steven, let me tell you this. A lot of them did not grow up from there, but because of last time I said this here, because of colonialism, France wouldn't be France without Africa. One of the current countries that how would I say it? That depend a lot on African country is France. France alone colonized Togo, they colonized Benin, they colonized Senegal, they colonized a whole lot of dozens of African countries were being colonized by France. So, and it's also very close. They have that easy access to make it to France. Some go through by boat, some go through by canoe, whichever way they swim and whichever way they make it to France. When they get there, it's very easy to start to build their life over there. So when you go to France, lots of African countries, especially those from the inside the French speaking countries, because it's very easy for them to speak French when they get there because that's the language you speak back home. So I won't be surprised. You see all these young players, Gusto and N'Golo Conte, Benzema, and all of these players are coming from Africa. All these players, you get what I'm saying? But absolutely,
France. I remember when I looked up, it was ridiculous how many.
Yeah, for
just
French,
quickly on this comment, by the way.
Yeah.
Are you done or no? Because I thought you were done. That's why I said that.
We're still talking about Gilchrist and all that. We have some few minutes left, so go ahead.
On this thing about from 1207 about how the refs play against Chelsea, bro. Basketball, yeah. You can box players out. They call it boxing them out, yeah. Gallagher done that, and they gave a free kick against him. How are you giving something that's legal in a non-contact sport as a foul in a contact sport? This needs to be mentioned. It's ridiculous. I know how the refs feel about us, yeah, because we always get done by them, yeah.
Yeah,
but come on, it's a bit too obvious. Bro, it's legal in basketball and you gave a foul against us. What is this mess?
I've told you now football is not the football we knew 10 years or 20 years ago. It's not a football with the physical nature of the game is being faded away.
I don't think he even touched him. I could see it from where I was. That's the mad thing about it.
It's not computerized. Everything has to be reviewed by VAR. Everything has to go through a machine for them to go through slow motion, and that makes it horrible. that makes the game very, very horrible when you're watching it because every incident has to be slowed down, trying to. It's physical. There's no breaks within their legs. They clash. They come from one side to the other side, and they come together. Then one have to take the advantage. You get what I'm saying? And it's not good. The physical nature of the game that we used to see, the Italian football, the German football, all these things have been wiped away by one stupid technology that we brought in to review the games. You look at that
To be
penalty,
fair,
clear
what the
penalty. We
technology
have to
is.
send a review. We have to take it to the computer to check into it. Stephen, we've talked
But the
about.
thing
We've
is,
talked about. Go ahead. Go ahead, Stephen.
yeah. I know. I was going to say that the technology isn't the issue. I was saying this to you before we started the stream. It's the application of it by the refs, the video assistant refs on the day, because they're the ones that use the technology. Like the technology doesn't decide whether it's a penalty or not. The technology is essentially just the cameras. The
Yeah.
only thing the technology does is when they draw the lines for offside, the technology comes up and says whether it's offside or onside based on where they drew the lines. That's literally what the actual technology does. The rest of it is how it's used by them. So how they use it to interpret a rule and make a decision, essentially. So where you get those weird like handballs, that's not VAR. That's the interpretation of the rules of the referee who's used the VAR system cameras to then make their decision. So if we had better officials, we would not have this conversation because it would be a mute conversation.
That's right. That's right. Thank you, Stephen G. Has a few comments here. 1207 said, yes, man, Gilchrist was too motivated. I feared he was going to take a red card yesterday. 1207 again said, I think, man, we are losing the balance between experienced and inexperienced players. I don't know what Stephen thoughts are on that
No, we
comment.
all know that. I've
McKean,
mentioned it and you've mentioned it.
Makeem said Gallagher and Cowell were the weak link last night. Gallagher and Cowell were the weak link last night. I think, yeah, to be honest with you, you could tell that Cowell did not have his game, but Gallagher maybe a little bit. Cowell, to be honest with you, you can tell that he wasn't spot on at all yesterday.
But then this is the thing I struggle with, though, is that Colwell's not a natural left back, so it's very difficult to like judge him sort of be fair whilst taking into account the fact that he's not a left back.
Okay. Yeah. Stephen, reports came. I don't know how you saw Lavia's performance yesterday, but after the game, report says came in that Lavia left the field with a little concern. I hope he's not another injury again from Lavia, Stephen.
That came from Poch in his conference, I think. His conference or his interview, I don't know which one. But yeah, that came from him saying about he finished the game with some issues and stuff.
So I didn't really see
not nothing injury.
Did you see much of him to be able to judge him whether he had a good game or not? I didn't see much of Lavia.
I thought he was good when he came on. I thought he was good when he came on. Gotta be honest. I actually liked what I saw. I'm not gonna complain about him. I thought he was decent. Okay. I actually thought quite a lot of the time Caicedo was struggling yesterday. I thought he struggled quite a bit.
Caicedo, yeah, the whole midfield. I think that midfield struggled in the second half.
I do think he struggled quite a lot yesterday.
In the second half. Mudryk again, Steven. Mudryk back-to-back performances. He's getting goals. He's getting assists. He's rocking the wing. Mudryk, Ryan Sterling. Who should we go for? And I know where you stand already. I think this is a very stupid question for me to ask Steven. It's a stupid question for me to ask Steven.
Steven, I know where you stand. You know where I stand. Let's say, where do you stand before we go to my perspective?
I've seen a lot from Raheem Sterling. That's experience we're talking about. But Raheem Sterling experience doesn't help on the pitch. He's just running through brick walls. He's just running to the 18 without making anything valuable when he gets to the 18. You get what I'm saying? And I know another consistency, the inconsistent also coming from Mudryk. But you can give the Mudryk a pass because it's his first ever playing the Premier League and has played almost half a season, not a full season. But you can tell that he's a young player. It will take him time to learn and play better. But Sterling and this guy, for me, what I'm seeing now, he has patience. He has a little bit of patience. I'll go with Mudryk. Raheem Sterling come from the bench until he start thinking much better when he gets to the 18. So I'll go for Mudryk now. For what I'm seeing now, I'll go for Mudryk.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Mudryk. I think he's looked better in the last handful of games, so maybe we're about to get him to his best. So let's hope for that. And Sterling's frustrating, man. Like, honestly, sometimes I sit there and obviously go into games, like I can see stuff that you can't see on TV and that, right? And sometimes I just sit there and I don't understand what he's trying to do. Like, I just can't figure it out. It's so frustrating watching him sometimes. Like, okay, I get it. People gotta say, yeah, but Mudryk as well, right? I get that. 100% I get that. Yeah. But my whole thing is Sterling's more experienced, yet some of his decision making and stuff like that is to the sort of stuff that people complain about when it's Mudryk, right? So, yes, we keep talking about we need experience and stuff. But when we say that, we need experience who can perform on the pitch. That's what we need. And right now, we don't have that. So, obviously, as you expected, I'm going Mudryk just like you did.
Great. I mean, I think we've explained why we're going Mudryk, and that makes a lot of sense. Sterling, I love Sterling with the pace. It makes defenders struggle a lot. But then if you have that pace and you still make it to the 18 and don't have the best decision to make, you don't make good decision when you get to that area. I found it very difficult to understand what kind of experience are you applying on the pitch. That's what my problem is. Very difficult to understand Sterling when he's playing. So we've seen Mudryk, like we've talked about him, Mudryk already. He's playing very well. Steven, last guy we're gonna talk about is Christopher Nkunku. 3 games in a row. 2 of them he came from the bench. He had a very, very strong impact. He get goals. What did you make of his impact yesterday?
I thought he was right. I don't think he was great, but then I've said it since he was starting to come back, is we shouldn't put too much pressure on him too early. I thought he was decent, but at times there was sort of stuff that I was like, maybe he could have done something else instead with the ball. But like I said, I'm going to stick to what I said before, where my stance is we can't expect too much too early, because that would just be unfair given he's just coming back.
Right.
But yeah, I think he'll definitely give him a couple more games and we'll see him at his best for more regular, more frequent and stuff like that.
Thank you very much, Stephen G. Guys, we're just about a few minutes away to wrap up for today's show. And before we do that, we're going to talk about the last 2 things we'll talk about. It's Mauricio Pochettino and Chelsea themselves. Chelsea have paraded the youngest ever 11 in the Premier League. Guys, do not go anywhere. Stick with us. Subscribe and also like the video. We'll be right back in just a second. Do not go anywhere. We'll be right back in just a second. Welcome back again, beautiful people. Bobby Smokey Signal in the building. He said Gallagher has proved himself this season, and he's very, very wealthy of wearing the captain armband. Absolutely. I think yesterday's game he didn't have the best of game, but Gallagher have been outstanding. Captain a team, and as young as he is, and captain a team for that length, he's done a very, very good job. Even if he doesn't play well, I'll give him a pass because of that leadership role and that captainship, that carrying the whole team on his shoulders is not an easy thing. Good job for Gallagher. Good job for Gallagher. So, guys, before we wrap up, we will talk. We have some few things we want to talk about. Mauricio Pochettino, yes, the man paraded very, very young squad or best 11 to play Crystal Palace team, and it has been a record. It's been a record in the Premier League to have the youngest ever starting 11. Steven, do you think that? I mean, I know he didn't mean to do this. If he had all those players back, he would have played them. He wouldn't have played these young players. Where does it leave Chelsea Football Club?
It doesn't change anything.
I mean, positively. Positively.
Yeah. It's just a case of we had injuries, so he had to play certain players he wouldn't necessarily start. It's the youngest team we've ever fielded in the Premier League, starting 11. And it just shows the situation of not only the project, but also the fact that you look at the players that didn't start. Silva got a rest in terms of starting. He didn't start the game. And obviously, some of our other players who are slightly older didn't start either. So it's just a mix of showing what the project is in terms of young players, and also the factor of the injuries on the players that are more experienced. I don't know if I made this point on a stream or in my Discord, that I'd said, like, essentially, when you look at it, it's a case of you look at our injuries, and for the most part, it's some of our more experienced players. So that doesn't exactly help either. Whilst we've been talking about we need experience, some of our injuries are to some of our more experienced players. But Silva does need a rest. We can't play him every game, so that makes sense.
All right, guys. We've discussed pretty much each and every player. We've talked about Mauricio Pochettino. We've talked about the whole entire team. We've talked about Gallagher a little bit regarding him being the captain for. Yeah, we've talked about Mudryk. We've talked about Gusto himself, the man himself. We've talked about him to have an astounding performance. We talk about Mauricio Pochettino and his smiles, and we know he's still struggling. Gusto, like I said, I think I had a picture of him here. I don't know where I put it. Yeah, we've talked about Malo Gusto. We've talked about the young player Chelsea have signed. Deal is done, but yet to be official. Where else haven't we talked about? Nicholas Jackson. Yes, we talk about Nicholas Jackson. Yeah, we talk about this guy, Malo Gusto, also. So, guys, this is where we're gonna end the stream. We've done 3 minutes after an hour. Usually we're doing an hour. If it's review, we keep it between half an hour. But I don't know, today we've gone overboard because of the breakdown of communication and technology over here. So, Stephen, anything you want to say before we say bye-bye?
Yeah, just the usual stuff of subscribe to the channel, whether you're new or you think you're subscribed. Sometimes YouTube does unsubscribe people if they've like somehow noticed like you're not in there as much, like, because obviously they're able to track all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So that's happened to me before, where I thought I was subscribed to someone, turned out I wasn't, because I hadn't watched their content in a while. So make sure you do check before you leave the stream. Give it a like. If you're on X or Facebook, then please come over to the YouTube platform and subscribe there as well to help us out. And then if something was to happen to one of those platforms, you've always got YouTube.
Thank you very much, Stephen G. Guys, well, Stephen, I've said it all. If you're on other platform and you found yourself on YouTube, do not forget to check Blue Clouds Media app on YouTube and subscribe to our platform. We're always here each and every day discussing football and everything, Chelsea and other thing that relates to the English Premier League. We discuss everything on our platform here. It's been a good day. It's been a good day for Chelsea fans yesterday and today. Another big North London derby, but Chelsea got that win over the line. So thank you very much, each and everyone that made it. Bobby Smoky Stignall, Makeem, thank you very much. Also thank you very much, Makeem at 12:07, tuning in for the watch along yesterday, and my brother, Chelsea Dan. Big up to I123, love you forever, Lord Vipper Nation, KOC, and who else? I think Todd Labor. Thank you guys for being part of the show today. We'll see you guys again very tomorrow for another exclusive football news. Have a good day. Leo Desperandon, Stephen.
Hang on to hope.
Absolutely. Hang on to hope and do not worry too much about tomorrow, because tomorrow has taken care of itself. Worry about now. We'll see you again same time, 5 p.m. UK time. Spot on. Bye-bye, guys. What's up, guys? Welcome back to Blue Clouds TV.